Okay, picking up where I left off on the Mustang in the last video, you can see I removed the proportioning valve. I just cut all the lines because all the lines have got to go anyway. You're not going to use these old rusty lines back over. But I think since that's where I left off, I'm going to go ahead and finish removing all these brake lines, gas lines, emergency brake cable that's still hanging there or hanging on. I did get the handle out. I found that if you flip the lever, you can push this in further and it releases that ball. Or otherwise it's up there and you can't get to it. So I learned something real simple, easy peasy. But I'm going to get this up in the air and start pulling everything off from it from underneath. Like I say, the gas lines and brake lines, and go from there. Okay, as you can see, I got everything pulled out now. Brake lines, fuel lines, they're pulled. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is take this rear axle out of here. The back of the car is where I'm going to start with the frame repair, trunk pans, stuff like that, whatever it needs. I guess they're not pans, they're trunk floors. But first thing I do when I'm going to pull a rear end out of a car is I make sure these pins are pushed all the way down, or at least down, locked in, so these arms will not swing out from underneath the car once you get the weight up there. Because my plan is put a strap around here and a strap around the other side and strap this to the lift. The reason being, when I take the rear end out, I don't know if it's going to make it front heavy or not, and I don't want it to come off the lift. So the arms are locked in place. I'm going to put a strap on here. Then I'm going to start working on getting this rear axle out of the car. Okay, got it secured to the lift, so it's not going to fall off there or slide off. Got these locked in place. I had to lube them a little bit, but they're locked. I realized I need to take some shocks off and that rear brake line fitting. So I'm going to get that taken care of and I'll be back. Alright, like 9/16. Doesn't look too difficult. So let's see what we get when we try to take them off. That was easy enough. Came right off. So let's get underneath the car. Okay, we're going to try to pull the bottom part of the shock off now. Yeah, they look like they're basically the same, 9/16. Looks like all I'm going to do is spin the shock. I got to do a pair of pliers to hold it. That should do it. Try it again. Two out. Okay, I need to get that vent line, the rear axle down. just need the right tool for the right job. That's what it comes down to. There we go. It's unhooked. Hooked. Need to unhook this clip back here. There it went. Rear brake line unhooked. So far so good. Okay, to get the leaf spring off, there's a long bolt that runs through here. So I need to get this cover off first. See if I can get that pulled. But both sides have that. So I pull that. And then in the back, you can see those shackles right there. I'm sorry. See those shackles right there? You're supposed to be able to take this bolt out, but I'm just going to cut these off because I'm not keeping the shackle. And the spring has damage. So I see no reason to keep them. So I'm going to pull all this loose and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I got that cap off. I can see that bolt in there. The other side, I put some liquid wrench on it and chipped away the undercoating. Kind of going to let that set a little bit. It's the same way. Got that bolt in there. Did that. Let that soak for a little bit and I'm going to try to zip them off. I hope. Back here, like I said, I'm just going to cut these off because I'm not going to save any of that anyway, and there's no sense in fighting with trying to get them bolts out. So we'll get that out of here. Okay, before I take them bolts out or cut any of that, I got to get this rear axle supported. So I'm going to take care of that. I'll be right back. Okay, got it chained. So hopefully I won't have no problems there. Let's find out if I can get these front bolts out. Nut came off one side. The other nut came off. Getting them bolts out next. Okay, I got the nuts off, but I can't get the bolts out. The bolts are probably stuck in that sleeve. They do turn a little, but not a lot. Okay, I can't get those two bolts out. So that's going to be a pain in my ass. I already know I'm not going to use the leaf springs. So my plan is just to cut the shackles off. These right here. I've got my safety glasses on. I'm just going to cut through them, just like this, just like that, and see what happens. You're just gonna hear air and air compressor, so you're not gonna hear nothing, but you'll see what I'm up to. Hopefully. Back. All right. Those bolts just want to spin in there. So I think I'm going to have to cut the leaf spring up in the front, across, to get rid of it. Then I'll have to fight with them bolts with the leaf spring out. I don't know how hard it's going to be to cut that spring steel, but I'm going to give it a shot, see what happens. If not, I'll go grab the cutting torch. Cutting torch is my last resort. That one cut. Ready to pop. Okay, you seen it pop. Let's see if we can't get this down. Let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. Well, now that that's out, let me grab the camera off the tripod and show you what it looks like under there. Okay, here's my frame. It's got a lot of undercoating under it. It really, it's got some scale, but it's mostly the undercoating. But back here, that's where it gets bad. So I bought a little section that you replace. That's my plan, is just replace that section. This side, same way. You know, a lot of undercoating, but it's pretty solid. Get the undercoating out of the way. So far back. So I have this piece to replace so I can put it in however far back I have to go. That take care of that. This all looks good. Undercoating again everywhere, but this is that spring mount. I may have to burn that rubber out. I don't know if I have a big enough porta power to push this bolt out, but I think I don't. But yeah, I will get these bolts out. Same thing over here on this one. You know, the bolt spins, but it won't come out of there. So I have to fight with that and get those out, but yeah. Undercoating, undercoating, undercoating. Some surface rust here and there, but nothing crazy. That's what it looks like. I am going to fight like hell to get these out, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Get those out. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut the remaining part of that leaf spring up there in the front. This is probably some of the tools I'll be using. You know, it doesn't mean it's limited to that. I don't think my cutoff wheel here will be big enough to actually get up in there because it'll hit. It's a kind of confined space. This will probably be my best choice. You know, it just works a lot better, porta cable with a cutoff wheel on the end. The body saw works fantastic. And yeah, I've taken hacksaw blades and cut them, made them short, and I can put them in here and use a hacksaw blade. So yeah, one of these is going to do it, or maybe a combination of all three of them. Like I say, I don't think this one will get up in there. But that's what I'm going to do next. So let me get this ready to go. Let's get started here. Let me get my great stuff on. I'm going to start off with the cutting wheel. I really think this would be my best choice. Cut right through that. See if we can get that moved a little bit. And the other side. Put this up in the air a little higher. Running out of distance. This is starting to hit the shackle part. Okay, I'm going to have to switch over to air. I'm running out of disc. I think that's almost cut. So yeah, you're going to hear the air compressor kick on. I'm going to try a body saw. See if I can get through the rest of this. over to a hacksaw blade. Turn a little bit. Hey, it finally fell out. Now, there's the bolt head, and there's the other end with threaded in. It's out. It was stuck in that metal sleeve. It won't let that bolt turn, so this whole thing just turns. Now we're going to go on the other side and do that one, but that's how you get those out of there when they're stuck. Okay. Let's take a look at what we have. Got that part of the leaf spring out, gone. The other side. It amazes me, people think they can put some wire mesh and Bondo in there and fix this kind of stuff. Yeah, it doesn't fix it. Unless you're trying to sell it and flip it and screw somebody else. But as you can see, got pretty far. It's pretty cool. What I gotta do is start cutting all this rust and stuff out of here. Start knocking a lot of things down. Like I say, I've got the frame replacement parts, and I've got the floor replacement parts. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it 100%, but I'm thinking I could basically just cut right through all this and get rid of this, and then add one side at a time, so I can get a bunch of measurements, make sure everything goes back to where it belongs and the height and everything. But I don't see no reason why that won't work out. Just take my time, just slice side to side. The quarters are getting replaced too, and we can cut all this right out. I still think cutting it right through there and just taking this all out as one great big hunk probably is my best choice right now. And I'm sure it's like any other car I've restored. You work from the inside and work your way out. So, you know, you're gonna get the frame rails, you're gonna get the floors, the drop-offs, the wheel wells, quarter panels, and do one side at a time, get rid of this big old mess. And that's my plan. Gonna start from there. Hey, if you've enjoyed my video, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Later.